Hey, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us for Aqcesity City Council. I'm your host, City of Las Vegas Communications Director David Riggleman. A tech center and a new playground equipment are just a few of the renovations coming to the Charleston Heights Park, and the National Teacher of the Year just happens to teach at a school located in the city of Las Vegas, Ward 5. Here to discuss these topics and much more is, of course, the councilman who represents Ward 5. You know who it is, Mr. Cedric Crear. Welcome back. How are you?
Hey, Dave, how are you?
Great to see you.
It's been 6 weeks, and it's hard to believe that time flies by so fast.
You have been very busy over the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
We're going to show everybody just how busy. We've got a packed show here today.
Yeah, we do have a pack. We have a pack show every time.
You do.
And it just seems like when you're in the midst of it, you don't seem as though how many things you're doing. When you sit back and look at it, you go, "Oh God, we did a lot."
Busy.
We're really
yeah,
busy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
well,
no
things
doubt.
are opening up again it seems like the pandemic is getting kind of into our rear view mirror, which is good.
Yep.
But as a result, yeah, you've got a lot going on out there.
We do have a lot going on, and look, it's still time to get vaccinated. There's still time to, make sure that if you need to get tested, go. But I urge everybody to go get vaccinated so we can get back to our life. And it's been good to get back and to keep going. But more people get vaccinated, the better off we're all going to be.
Yeah, the goal. The governor set a goal of 60% by June 1st. We're in Clark County. We're just almost there, very close. The president has a goal of 70% of the population vaccinated, eligible population by July 4th. Mm-hmm. So we're on a pace that we could do that.
We are on track. And look, and keep in mind, it's free. Mm-hmm. It's readily accessible now. You can go to any CVS or Walgreens and get it to get the vaccine. You make an appointment. You can get on the Health District to find out where you can go to get an appointment. Yep.
Oh.
And
we both had Moderna, in fact.
Yep. And I'm very, very happy about it, and I'm excited that we can get back to our life.
I agree, Councilman. I couldn't agree anymore. And as a result, we get to go out there and do stuff again. Yep. And so this is really great. First of all, let me show everybody where Ward 5 is located. You know this like the back of your hand. You were literally born and raised in Ward 5. So here it is. Ward 5 is right in the center of it all. It's that area with the 5 on it, appropriately enough, but it incorporates some of our downtown area and then kind of runs along the north side of US 95, and then as it turns to the north, the highway itself, you're there on the east side of it. But if you live in that area or work in that area, then you are in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas, and of course, if you're a resident out there, you are represented by Cedric Crear.
Yes.
All of a sudden, you're a veteran of the city council.
I am. 3 years.
I know.
April 18th was 3 years. It's hard to believe that it's been that long. But I always say that we're moving at government lightning speed. We have a lot of projects taking place. We've accomplished a lot. We have a lot more to do. And it's just great to be the councilman for the great Ward 5.
Love that. I love that phrase. It's, we're kind of slow but steady. We get there, We
are plugging away. We're just checking it off. And it's just great. But the good thing is we've done a lot. We have a lot more to go.
Yeah, but sometimes we're not that slow, because I'm going to give everybody a case in point. You posted this on Facebook. You said, "We officially broke ground on a high-tech community center and park makeover at Charleston Heights Park this morning." Now, this is a big deal, Councilman, because you can see the shovels ready for the groundbreaking this morning. This project, long overdue, really, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. It's a small, we call it a pocket park right in the neighborhood that's been there for a long time. We were looking to revitalize the park, maybe put in new turf, put in new playground, basketball court. But this is going to change the way that we view parks moving forward, because it's a combination of technology on the STEM side and also recreation. And we know that in today's age, the younger kids, where they receive their information is via, digital age that we live in. And so we stopped the construction on it. We revamped it with architects. We got the students from Brindley Middle School over from their robotics team, brought them down to City Hall, asked them what they'd want to see in a new tech recreational park. They gave us some great suggestions. We incorporated them. And so we're going to build a tech center there, which will house all of our esports, robotics, 3D printing, all of our drone.
Really cool.
And then when the kids are in school, the seniors in the community can come in and learn more about where we're going with tech. And then on the outside of it, we'll still keep the recreational side of it, but it'll also have opportunities to incorporate tech into the facilities, the walking paths, and other things. So it's going to be completely, totally wired. Yeah.
Councilman, and we've already had some success with the tech center in Ward 5 previously anyway.
Yeah. And look, that has been gangbusters. Our Strong Future Technology Center, Cox Innovation Center, has been overwhelmingly successful. We've had kids there every single week. We have adults now taking more extracurricular classes for tech to learn more about it. We're working with industry to find job placement for that. It's just been overwhelmingly successful.
Wow.
And so we'll be able to create some of that at this new tech recreational center, a little bit off of Jones and Smoke Ranch.
Yeah, exactly. A little confusing. The Charleston Heights Park is not near the Charleston Heights Arts Center. They're far apart from each other. Maybe we fix the name someday.
Well,
whatever you think. You know,
the Becker family, a longtime family in our community, developed the park and also developed a lot of the homes that are there. And I was asking them the correlation. He said, that was our company, and we were just called Charleston Heights. We donated the park to the city, and
so we just called it
they named it Charleston
Heights
Park. And so, but there is not a correlation. It is confusing because we do know in Charleston and Decatur there is the Charleston Heights Art Center. There used to be a library.
Point,
so everybody knows that.
Yeah.
So we're going to figure that out too as we
get
going.
Thanks. I remember I was telling you when I first moved to town, I was confused. Well, why aren't they close together? They're named the same thing. Anyway,
no doubt.
Very cool. And speaking of innovation, I love this. This is really neat. Yeah, you posted this on Facebook. You said, I said we were going to do it, and guess what? We are doing it. We are just getting started. And you are referring to the Westside Park Food Project. Tell everybody about this.
So we were 13 cities when the Biden administration to receive local foods, local places grant, which are going to help build our, as you see there at James Gate Park, our community farming facility that is going to allow us to grow our own foods, vegetables, fruits, and create an opportunity to get fresher foods into our community. We live in a food desert and we need to do something about it. Also going to be a training facility for people who want to come in and learn how to create their own gardens, learn how to go into agricultural. We'll have food demonstrations. We'll be able to take what we grow there and we're going to sell it to the restaurants up and down the strip. It's just a great way to find sustainability for our community, to make it a healthier community, and to have a lot of fun in the process. And so this grant is going to give us an opportunity to get technical support from the federal level, which is greatly needed. We're starting from ground zero, and we're going to be able to build out. It'll allow us a lot of capacity. It's extremely exciting, and it will spark others that are coming in as well. So we have a great team that work with us that went out and applied for this, and I got to thank our team over community services and all the work that they've done.
Councilman,
fantastic.
You used the term food desert. Explain to everybody what a food desert is, a portion of the community that doesn't have easy access to fresh food.
Doesn't have easy access to fresh foods and vegetables. Also, we're challenged with our grocery stores out of there. It's a multi-pronged challenge. We need to bring more rooftops into our community to attract a box store to come into the community, and we're working on that. Right, we're steadily knocking things off, and we're going to get us better in a better place where we won't be in that food desert anymore. And then also we're going to work to get our community healthier, which I think is important.
Yeah, if you have access to fresh food, you're probably going to eat it versus some junk food.
Yep. And then we're going to have a co-op grocery facility at that James Gate Park, which will allow residents to come in and get the wares that we make at a discounted rate or for free, and so it'll be able to get back into the community.
Very neat. That's a great project all the way around. And congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations to us, and congratulations to the city, and congratulations to everybody over Ward 5.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
Not many cities, or we're at 1 of 13.
Yeah, 13.
That's pretty cool. So, and then, Councilman, we love volunteers here at the City of Las Vegas. You posted this on Facebook. You said, thank you to everyone who came out on this beautiful afternoon to support and assist in the historic Westside community cleanup. And this took place back on May 23rd. And we love volunteers, Councilman. Come out there, roll up their sleeves. And, our parks people, our staff, grounds people, they do a wonderful job. They can't get to every single thing.
No doubt about that. And once again, it takes the community to keep our community up to speed. And we can be the conduit to help get that going. But the community has to also take ownership, and they've done that. Thank you to Bolden Area Command. You see Captain Hank that's there, Republic Services, for them donating all the dumpsters and all of the abilities to take all that trash and move it out. So it's a community partnership, it's a collaboration, and it's great We need to do more of them because it's up to us to keep our community clean.
Yeah, and it's amazing how much you can get done when you get an army of people like that swooping in, and vacant lots, there's trash gone.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
They take care of it.
Thank you to all the volunteers as well. I mean, it's just great. We need it.
I love it too because you can't help but have pride in your neighborhood. When everybody's out working like that and spiffing things up.
I agree.
It just translates into like, this is our place.
I agree.
So,
we have to take ownership,
yeah.
And many people in our community do, which is great.
Yeah,
I thank them
as
for it.
proven by the number of folks that turned out that day. That's great. And then, Councilman, gosh, we got a lot of history, especially at the historic Westside, hence the name. But Moulin Rouge celebrated its 66th anniversary on May 24th.
Yeah, the Moulin Rouge is historic for so many levels. It was the first black integrated casino in Las Vegas. Back then, black people could not go into the casinos. They could work there.
Hard to believe.
And they could work. They couldn't go to restaurants, couldn't go see the shows that were there. And so they established their own casino in the historic West Side of the Moulin Rouge, and it's great.
The sign lives on.
The sign lives on over at the Boneyard, Neon Boneyard, but also significance is that in 1960, the Moulin Rouge Agreement was signed at the Moulin Rouge, which desegregated the Strip, which allowed black people to go throughout the entire city. And then it also sparked the migration of folks living in different parts of the community, in different parts of the city as well. So it's historic on many, many levels, and we just pay homage to them and all the people that fought in order to make that happen.
Yeah, it's an important anniversary within the history of Las Vegas.
It is.
And really across the country. So
it is. It is.
So congratulations. Of course, the Moulin Rouge no longer operating, but certainly the legacy that it started lives on to this day. And then, Councilman, I know you were very proud of this woman because you posted this on Facebook. You said, today, the City Council welcomed back ceremonials by honoring our 2021 National Teacher of the Year from Ward 5's Booker Elementary, Juliana Urtubey. And I know you weren't just a little proud that she teaches at a school in your ward.
She does. So. She lives in Ward 3 with Councilwoman Diaz. Thank you, Councilwoman Diaz, for recognizing her. But she works in Ward 5 at Booker Elementary School, which is a staple of our community.
There's Juliana right there.
And I have to tell you, she is absolutely fantastic. She is just a breath of fresh air. Just a real burst of joy, and you can see why she won the National Teacher of the Year. So let's say that again.
Deal.
It's not local, it's not state, it is nationally. All the teachers throughout the United States of America, you're looking at the Teacher of the Year for 2021.
Yeah.
When you meet her, you can understand why she has such an infectious personality that I know breeds over to her students and the work that she does. It doesn't seem like she's working out of labor. It seems like she's working out of love, and you can feel that when you are in her presence.
Yeah, that's one of her classes right there, in fact. So, she's a special individual. This was a big deal, everyone, because the First Lady of the United States came to give her the honor when it was announced that she was the winner.
How about that?
Yeah.
What a big deal that is.
That's a pretty special thing.
No doubt about it. And I saw it was on like CBS this morning, or one of those news shows in the morning. It's a big deal.
And in fact, they had come to town to one of our parks. Sorry, Councilman was in Ward 3, but they came in to do a little preview, so we knew that she was in the running, and then thrilled when she actually won. So.
Yeah, well, look, we're just happy for her as a resident of the city of Las Vegas, one of our own.
Yeah.
And what an amazing, amazing, amazing accomplishment. Good for her. So happy for her.
Yeah, and she comes to work every day in Ward 5, Councilman. So I know you're thrilled about that. And then I love this too, Councilman. We've honored people who deserve honors, and you've talked about this. It's nice to honor people while they're still around to see the honors, and that's exactly what you did here. Helen Toland was recognized. This was back on June 9th. Now, if you don't know who Helen Toland is, everybody, she, among other things, was the first African-American principal in the Clark County School District.
She was, and she worked with a lot of students throughout the years at Kit Carson Elementary, which is now being renamed after her. It's going to be the Helen Toland Elementary School, which is well-deserved. She happens to be my neighbor. She's around the corner from me, and she has displays of her travels throughout Africa that she's brought back in her yard, and then her home, she's opened it up to really be a resource to learn about the diaspora of Africa, Black people throughout Africa, and she's just brought so many people through there her home is designated as a historical site by the Las Vegas Preservation Society. And, I tell you, we had a ceremony and it was fantastic. And she's there. She's 95 years old. She spoke. She's moving around like there's no tomorrow. She's just a blessing to all of us in our community.
She did a great oral history with UNLV. She tells her story, and it's captivating. You can listen to that on different websites. But special person, 95, still going strong.
95, she also got elected to be in our initial class of the historic Westside Legacy Park, which we're doing.
Right. That's exactly right.
Once that park gets up, you'll be able to go to the park and learn more about Helen Toland.
Yeah, the park, talk briefly about that. The park is set up to honor basically the people who've created a legacy for the West Side of Las Vegas. Yes,
it is, and it's a way to memorialize them, tell their story, and we have an initial class. We've broken ground. It's moving quickly.
Yeah, it is.
It's one of those things where we're moving at government lightning speed. That came about very quickly, and we're up and running. It's going to be open at the end of the year. It's going to be fantastic. It's beautiful, and it will pay homage to those people that paved the way for all of us in this community, especially those in the historic West Side and for Black people in our community.
I think there was a Dr. Crear, maybe your father.
It is, yeah. Well. My dad was the second Black doctor in the state and did a lot in the community. He and my mother, and really, when you needed something, you would go see my dad, and he instilled a lot of that in me about helping, by being a part of the community.
That's why you're here.
And he was just a person. He led by example. And he truly was a community servant, and you can go ask anybody what they think, and you're going to find a lot of positive things said about my parents.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Legacy Park when it's wrapped up and done. Great. It's going to be a real jewel. And then, Councilman, we also recognize someone else. Gosh, I've known this lady for many a year. Patricia Cunningham was honored back on May 20th. We had Patricia Cunningham Day in the city of Las Vegas over at the historic Westside School. And
how well deserving. The mayor was there, who, the mayor gets asked to go do a lot of things throughout the entire city, and she was there. They made it a point to be there. That tells you how important Patricia Cunningham is to our community. And it was great. She had her family in and others that came out to pay respects to her. She's done such a great work in communications throughout the city of Las Vegas, and she does her show every Saturday on KCEP radio.
That's where I know her from. And she's been on the air for just years and years.
Yeah, and she has been a voice for our community for decades. The thing about Patricia, too, is that Patricia tells it like it is, right? You might listen to her and you might say, well, I don't know if I agree with that, but she won't candy coat it, and she'll tell it like it is, and she'll tell the truth, and she's a vehicle for all of us to have a voice that gets out throughout the entire city. So it's great.
Yeah, good for her. And I see former commissioner and councilman Lawrence Weekly was there as well, and of course the mayor back there. And Patricia's show on KCEP, gosh, it's just been it's an icon. It's been around for
it has been Saturday mornings, and she brings the great topics, and
she does.
She's great. I love her.
Phoned into that show a couple times myself, over the years, so
many have.
Exactly. So congratulations, Patricia. Many happy years to you. And then, Councilman, you also recognized a group of young people for their talents. This was the 12th annual Black History Student Oratorical Luncheon to honor these kids, part of the C.J. Watson Quiet Storm Foundation. Yeah.
They do amazing work, the C.J. Watson Foundation, and they take kids, they nurture them, they give them mentorship. CJ has a basketball camp every summer of Doolittle. He's a former NBA player
from here,
from Las Vegas, and here's a person that can do a lot with his life moving forward, but he chooses to give back to the community and to mentor kids. His mother's engaged, his father's engaged, his sister's engaged. They really take ownership, and this oratorical contest is fantastic. The kids read their speeches at one. It's great. Usually we come down to City Hall and present them with something, and COVID kind of took that, and they take the kids to Washington, D.C. It's just a great experience. And I have to give all respects to CJ and the work that he's doing.
It's amazing. Every year, what he provides. So.
He does, and like I said, here's a person that can do a lot with his life, Yeah, I'm sure he's doing well with his life playing NBA, but he chooses to be engaged in it. So just thank you to CJ and his family.
Exactly. And congratulations to the winners of the oratorial contest there. And then, Councilman, I love this too. It's time to do our Juneteenth recognition again. Juneteenth is June 19th officially, but we had a little ceremony at City Hall on June 7th. And it was kind of to set the stage for Juneteenth this year, right?
It is. And, you know, a big thank you to D. Evans, Dr. Gurrier, for them being steadfast people that have promoted Juneteenth in our community. This is a Nevada Juneteenth committee that they're part of, and are part of the National Juneteenth organization, which is looking to make Juneteenth a national holiday. And if you don't know, it's a recognition of when slavery ended. You know, they showed up in Galveston a couple of years later to let people know that slavery had ended. And so we recognize that day as the day that slavery was really abolished. And it has such a significance in our society for many different reasons. And I agree, we should make it a national holiday because, you know, we don't have many opportunities to recognize the freedom of Black people from slavery. And so I do believe it should be more highly recognized. We are doing other events with the Rainbow Dreams Academy on the 19th of this month at Doolittle. We have a whole slew of events taking place. We're doing a community swim as well to help kids learn how to swim and to open up the pool at Doolittle. Music, fun, food trucks, the whole nine over Doolittle. It's going to be great.
Yeah, you know, Juneteenth is a holiday in Texas. It started in Texas. And Councilman alluded to this. The history is that, of course, slavery officially ended when Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863. But of course, the Civil War was still going on. Civil War ended in April 1865. But the slaves, former slaves in Texas, didn't know they were free until June 19th of 1865. So a couple months pass, finally the word comes, the Union troops come and say, you know what, you folks are free now.
No doubt about it.
And, it's a big day.
There was no Twitter back then.
Exactly. Word traveled a little slow.
Word traveled a little slower back then.
It surely did. And finally got there. And of course it was the day of Jubilee.
The day of Jubilee.
People,
yes, no doubt about it. So it is, if you haven't done any research, this is a good time to stop. Do a little research on Juneteenth and just take a moment to recognize.
Yeah, it's one of the things that's always fascinating. I love that segment of our U.S. history, the Civil War, and the outcome that came from it, and that's part of the legacy as well. So, Juneteenth, an important date in the history of our country. And then, Councilman, I love this too. Skipping ahead, you know, about 150 years or so, we got a new place. I love this, the Level 1 Bar. It's over in our Arts District. This was a dedication, took place back on May 3rd. But tell everybody the significance of Level 1.
So the gentleman you're seeing is Jimmy Smith, who has been a longtime promoter in our community. He has put on a lot of concerts, events, and just a great guy. I've known him for years, and he opened up his own bar, Level 1, down on Main Street, and it's actually in Councilwoman Diaz's ward, in Ward 3. She graciously did the ribbon cutting, and but we're just so happy to bring another business to downtown Las Vegas, number one. You know, we're bringing so much density to downtown, so many different, with our brew pubs, with our restaurants, with another bars that are opening up. Downtown Las Vegas is literally the place to be nowadays in Las Vegas.
It really is. It's hip. It's funny, Councilman, a few years ago, it was like place to avoid. Now it's the place to be.
Yeah,
you know, so.
And I completely agree. We've done the lights that go across the street. Main Street's great. It's just a lot of fun. His bar is right on Main Street, and it's gonna, you know, he's gonna have live music. He's gonna have poetry. He's gonna have comedy.
Right.
He's got a little bit of everything in this bar. Like every night's a different night. So if you're looking, Level 1 Bar right on Main Street, take a look at him on the internet. Obviously, Flavor Flav is there, and so many other celebrities have been there already. That's Jimmy once again. I went by doing construction, and he was getting it going. And I tell you, I'm just happy for him and proud for him.
Too.
And proud for all the other businesses that have opened up in downtown Las Vegas. It's great.
Especially, you know, right out of a pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, it's always a big deal, too.
No doubt.
You and Councilwoman Diaz both share downtown. It's parts of it in Ward 5, parts of it are in Ward 3. And you guys work together to help promote it and make sure that it thrives.
We do. And it's just great to have a partner like Councilwoman Diaz. She's so engaged and active. It's her community. And
you
I
are
tell
too.
you, well, it is, but you know, it's nice to have somebody that has been
Yep.
in the community a long time, that really has a strong passion for the betterment
Yep.
of the community.
Just like you, she's born and raised in Ward 3.
No
you're
doubt
born and
about
raised in
it.
Ward
She
5,
has,
yeah.
you know, I believe that her main goal is to make the community better.
Yep.
No other objective than that.
Congratulations,
great.
Level 1. We love the new businesses that are making the Arts District really hum right now. And then, Councilman, we had Arbor Day. You posted this on Facebook. You said, "Happy Arbor Day," along with the 5th grade students at my alma mater, Matt Kelley. We planted a tree and time capsule today at the Doolittle Center. Beautiful morning.
Yes, just a lot of fun. That is my school right there back behind me at Matt Kelley. I think I had classes on that row there, and it's just great to see the kids. When I went there, it was a 6th grade center. It was not. We didn't have 5th grade. We had kindergarten and 6th grade, and so it was great to see the principal there, the students come out, and the importance of Arbor Day, of planting a tree, of getting back out in the community, of growing. Of making it more sustainable, and so it's great. So we'll look back on that time capsule decades from now and see what was going on.
Those things are amazing to look back at.
Yes,
So,
yes.
It's ready to go. And then, Councilman, finally, we talked about this last time you were on the show. We talked about the big tennis event.
Yes.
It's coming May 14th over at Lorenzi Park. Some good shots here of the event itself. A lot of participation. But I love this because, you know, tennis, you know the value of tennis. You played tennis as a kid and played in college, in fact. You played on Howard's University's tennis team. And this is the next generation coming up to pick up the racket.
It is. Look, we just want to expose kids to a different sport. You know, kids play a lot of basketball, baseball, football, but there's other sports that are out there. And this is a great way for the community to just come out. Thank you, Ryan Wolfington and the No Quit Tennis Foundation, the work that they're doing in order to just expose kids. You know, we had rackets, we had spoken word, we had free tennis, it was food and beverage, all for the community to introduce kids to another thing. And I grew up playing tennis. I love it. It's done well for me. I played in college and won 2 conference championships and was a captain of my team.
Yeah.
So it served me well.
Playing college, to make a college team in anything is a big deal.
It is a big deal, I think. I look back on it. I didn't think it was that big of a deal back then. But when you look back on it and see how competitive it is, if you play, I agree with you. If you play college sports at any college, any level, that means you know how to play the game.
Yeah, I've always heard, Councilman, that about 2% of the kids who play high school sports make it to college to play college sports. And then of the 2% that are playing college, only 2% of those will make it to the professional level.
Well, that's good stats to know. I'm going to go back and tell my friends that.
So you were in that upper crust, no question.
Yeah. I played a lot and had some success with it. Got me through college and then won a couple conference championships.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was great. I'm in the history books.
Very good. Well, folks, we're just about out of time here. It always goes by fast, but we want to tell you, we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilman Crear, you can always find him on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also contact us just by picking up the phone. His number is 702-229-6405, or send him an email. His address is ccrear@lasvegasnevada.gov. And he or one of his great staff are going to get right back to you. So, well, great job, Councilman.
Thank you.
That was a busy show. We were packed in there.
Busy show. And you know what? We'll have more in 6 weeks.
We will.
Yes.
Looking forward. I'll see you then.
Thank you.
And folks, don't miss our next show beginning on June 17th with Ward 6 Councilwoman Michelle Fiore. You can now catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time around. We appreciate you joining us.